Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to WFO Racing League action. We were gone last week because I was gone. I apologize for that break, but we are back at it again on week 2 of the playoffs. The playoffs are officially underway, and tonight RGC Mortorsports O'Reilly Auto Parts Series heads to the high speeds of Michigan International Speedway for week 2 of the 5-race championship round. Michigan is one of NASCAR's fastest tracks at 2 miles in length with wide racing grooves and long straightaways. This place rewards horsepower, momentum, and confidence. Drivers can race 2, 3, and sometimes even 4 wide, making clean air important. But drafting and side-by-side racing can completely change the complexity of the race in just a few laps. With playoffs points on the line, expect the drivers to push the limits and drop of the green flag. Last week at Darlington Raceway, Chuck Sweeting put together an outstanding drive to earn the victory after starting 5th. Travis Smith crossed the line 2nd, while pole sitter Jerry Cochran completed podium in 3rd. Championship leader Adam Matz brought home a solid 4th place finish to maintain his grip upon the points lead, while Nick Hunt rounded out the top 5. As we head into Michigan, Adam Matt is the leader currently with 2,041 points, while the margin is razor thin. Just 1 point behind is Nick Hunt with 2040, while Vern Bradley is 2 points back at 2039. Ricky Fagone enters tonight in 4th at 2037, followed by Burt Wilson at 2034, making it just a 7-point spread from 1st to 5th. TJ Lee sits at 6th with 2032. Ivan Jones is 7th at 2029. And 8th place is currently shared by both Richard Holland and Mike McCulley at 2028. Rounding out the top 10 is Evan Drake with 2,025 points, while Tommy Haynes and Ray Polking remain well within striking distance. 3 races to go after tonight. Every position matters. Every stage of this championship matters. And one mistake at Michigan could dramatically reshape the playoff picture. Tonight's action is proudly presented by RGC Mortorsports and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, bringing another exciting night of WFO Racing League competition to race fans everywhere. The field is ready, the championship pressure is mounting, and Michigan International Speedway is waiting. We will be back after this.
Light the flame, we don't back down, we play this game. Wheel to wheel, it's skill and pride. We're racing clean with fire inside. racing hard and keeping true. There's no other league like this crew. This is WFO.
When the lights drop and the engines roar, this is where champions are made. WFO Racing League, wide freaking open.
WFO, why freaking open, steal the show. Brotherhood on every lap, no cheap shots, no dirty taps. WFO, legends racing, friendships grow. Full send all in, let it flow. This is WFO.
All right, we've got just under a minute for qualifying as the last guys get out there and get their qualifying laps in. We'll get ready to get through here. It looks like we have 19 cars in here tonight. So 19 cars. Alrighty, looks like they are set. Thank you, Ivan. Glad to be back. Yes, we have 19 cars set up in here. Micah McCauley coming into the chat. You guys ready to race? You all prepared? All right, so welcome back to Michigan International Speedway. Qualify. Sorry, had something get a little distracted. All right, so qualifying is complete. The field is now set. Tonight's starting lineup is presented by Superstar Radio Network. Turn it on, turn it up, something for everyone. Be sure to check them out at superstarradionetwork.com. So as we go through the lineup here, Adam Matz is going to be the pole sitter tonight. Let me see if I can get a different view here. There we go. There we go. All right, and I got to get the grid up here so you guys can see where everybody's at. So Adam Matz is going to be starting in first tonight. Vern Bradley is going to be in second place on the outside there in that number 14. Then you're going to have Nick Hunt. Whoa, what the heck just happened there? Let's go the right way here. Right way, Brazen. All right. Nick Hunt in that number 60. He's going to be starting in third with Richard Holland, his outside, in fourth. You got Mike McCulley starting here in fifth place tonight with John Wimbish starting in sixth. Then you got Vernon Margheim. He's starting in seventh place with John McMillan Jr. to his outside in that number 15. He's running in eighth place tonight. Then you got Burt Wilson starting in ninth in that number 70 USA Tribute 250, 250th anniversary vehicle. Then you got Ricky Fagone. He's going to be starting in 10th. You got Ivan Jones. He's going to be starting in 11th place tonight with TJ Lee to his outside starting in 12th. John Snoo's out here tonight. He's going to be starting in 13th place with Tommy Haynes to his outside in 14th. Chuck Sweeting is going to be starting in 15th place tonight with Mike Mitchell in 16th to his outside. Steve Bryan will be out there in 17th place with Devin Haynes starting in 18th. And you got Paul Patterson. He will be starting in 19th. That rounds out the grid. Let's get up front, get ready for this track and race to go. They're coming around turns 3 and 4. Pace car will duck down and we will get underway. Hope you guys are all enjoying your week so far. Green, 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 and the race is officially off. We are going. We are green. We are good. Adam Matt's getting that nice jump in the beginning, out front in that clean air. We've got 95 laps here tonight, so plenty of laps to go yet, but that jump out in the front in the beginning is always a great start. A little bit different look here. So you got Adam Matz currently with a 0.4 gap between him and Vern. Vern running in second. Nick Hunt is currently in third, but he has a crew behind him. You got Richard Holland, Mike McCulley, John McMillan Jr. all right there. Looking for spots, looking for room, trying to get something to make something happen. Mike McCulley going to the outside. Richard Holland going to stick to the inside. We'll see if that move works for Michael or not. Looks like he is going to hold and get in front of Richard. We got the momentum. Can he hold it? Can his tires make it? They're going to go 3 wide. Looks like there for a short bit. Mike McCulley is going to hold on to that 4th spot. Richard Holland is going to be in 5th, and John McMillan Jr. is in 6th, but looks like Ricky's making a move to try and move up in there. No, I stand corrected. That is John Wimbish making a move. Richard Holland trying to make a move to the inside, as is John McMillan Jr. They're going to go 3 wide around this corner. Mike McCulley going to come out in front of those two again on that, keeping that outside momentum. Trying to get to the outside of Nick Hunt. See them all kind of separate, like they try to pass each other, and then they get on the straightaways, they get back in line so they can draft off each other. And then they split up, and we are 3 wide again. It's going to get tight. Richard Holland is going to be the center of that sandwich. Not where he wants to be, I'm sure. Mike McCulley back on the inside. They're going to go 2 wide this time around. Richard Holland. Like John McMillan Jr. getting a little loose on that last corner there. They got a 3 wide situation behind Richard Holland now. Richard not liking that situation, going to back off a little bit and kind of let things play out, hopefully to dodge things in front of him. Never know how that will end up. So, like I say, we've got a battle going on here behind him. Got quite the crew of vehicles. See that door open up with the opportunity for Richard Holland to go in, but he hears the knocking, but he is not going in. So what happened last time he went up in there? He doesn't want to be in between that again, so he's going to sit here. He's going to sit here. He's going to sit back a little bit. Not push too much. We got a car going sideways. Got Stephen Bryan to the inside, into the wall. Let's rewind that and see what happened there. Looked like we had a 3 wide situation going on there also. So you got 1753 and... Oh. Actually, it looked like Steven might have cut up a little bit. I'm guessing the aerodynamics changed when Ivan cut back behind him. He tried to correct it, overcorrected into the 17, which then set him into the wall. So that is going to be it for him tonight. Let's get back up front here. So we got Adam Matt still out there, out in front. He's still holding on to about a .37 lead in front of Vern Bradley. These two are just running away with it. You got John McMillan Jr. back there. He's about 2 seconds behind from them. Sounded like we had a little kerfuffle going on back here. So we'll take a look at that here quick. So you managed to hold on to it, looks like. All right, let's see what happened here. Looks like Bert touched the wall, and not sure if Tommy got sucked into that or he just drove up too high on that. They're back in line. They're back running again. So like you say, you got Adam Matz and Vern Bradley out here 1 and 2. And you got John McMillan. He's out front of this group now. He's starting to make a run towards Vern right now. You got Richard Holland. He's managed to move his way up. So there apparently was some shuffling going on while we were looking at that last incident. Because now you got Chuck Sweeting up here in that 75. He's running a different paint scheme tonight. Let's take a little look at that. New paint scheme for him. Looks like the IROC Challenge Series paint scheme. Not sure if that's my system or if that is his actual paint scheme right now. Not the paint scheme I'm used to seeing with him. What's going on, MSTV? You got Adam Matz out in the lead, staying about 0.3 ahead of Vern. Vern is closing that gap up. As you see that right there, you can see him closing it as we're watching. John McMillan also closing that gap on Vern. He's got it down under about 1.5 seconds. You got Chuck Sweeting right behind him. Richard Holland is currently in 5th place. Ricky Fagone in 6th. John Wimbish is going to be in 7th. Mike McCulley is currently in 8th. Nick Hunt running in 9th. And Ivan Jones back here in 10th place. Burt Wilson is behind him. And you got Vernon Margam making a run on the inside of Ivan right now, trying to take that spot away and get into the top 10. You're going to come up pretty high. Ivan cutting out there. That's not good. Yeah, Vernon kind of going high, low, keeping those door, trying to make that car as wide as possible. So now that he's out in front of those two, that neither one of them can get around him. Burt making a push. He wants to get up there, though. Take a little look at Burt's car tonight. That is Vernon's car. Let's go to Burt's. Burt's got that 250 anniversary U.S. paint scheme going on. So since we're looking at the cars, let's look at the cars. You got Adam Matz out there in that orange number 9 with the Grace Jade Photography sponsorship. Vern Bradley, he's running his Alien, I'm sure it's the Alien car, Alienware car. Yep, there you go. That is Vern Bradley in 2nd spot right now. He's running an Alienware paint scheme. Then you got John McMillan Jr., teammate of Adam Matz. He's also sponsored Grace Jade Photography, New South Metals. You got Chuck Sweeting running that yellow and black. New paint scheme for him. The Challenge, IROC Challenge Series. That's 75. And then you got Richard Holland running that black and white Milwaukee paint scheme. Ricky Fagone running that number 10 Haas design. John Wimbish running his Red Oak number 56. He's battling out right now with Mr. McCulley, Mike McCulley, running that silver Little Mermaid paint scheme. There is a story behind it. I never got the full story, so we'll have to get that. Maybe we can get that back to you guys. But then you got Nick Hunt running number 60 Ollie's vehicle. Visited an Ollie's not too long ago. First time ever. Know a few drivers in here: Vern, Tommy, Haynes, John, Chuck, and Nick. I'm sure they would know who you are. Well, I apologize, I don't know who you are. But I'm not anybody, so don't worry about who I know and don't know. Moving on back, we got Vernon Margheim in that number 33. There's something, I can't remember. There's something about Diddy on this thing. The P. Diddy Special Edition. See, he's got some Johnson & Johnson's baby oil on the side. Moving on back, you've got Ivan Jones in that number 53 RGC Mortorsports design. He's currently running in 11th place. Burt Wilson running that number 70 paint scheme, or the number 70 with the 250th anniversary paint scheme. John Sanu out here. He's running the M&M Caramel design. And number 86, he's currently running in 13th place. TJ Lee out here in that 34 RGC Motorsports, owner and main man of the RGC crew. You see he's got the autism awareness on the hood. And you got Tommy Haynes. He's currently running in 15th place. At number 17, Bold Rock Hard Cider. Tommy always seems to have some kind of alcohol on his vehicle, so switches them out. He did have Bush Apple on there. He had Bush on there for a while, and then he had Bush Apple. Then he had another one. I can't remember what it was. Now he's got Bold Rock Hard Cider. Paul Patterson, he's currently running in 16th place with that number 51 3M design. And you got Mike Mitchell out here in his number 2 Jigs. Good to see Mike Mitchell back out here. And Stephen Bryan, he was out here for a little bit. He crashed earlier, so he is done for the evening. So unfortunately, I can't show you his vehicle because he's already gone. But we did see it in an earlier replay. Let's see. I'm the owner of Max Speed TV. That's MSTV in front of my name. Gotcha, gotcha. Rudy Cummings got me started. All right, well, welcome in. Sound like we had a little thing going on here with these guys. Let's get out a little bit and let's rewind that and see what happened. Sound like there was some battling. Didn't realize it was that far back already. I heard it over the radio. All right, right about there. Looks like it. Now, see the aerodynamic. So we've seen this multiple times before, so we rewind this a little bit here. You can see they're not even close, okay? Not even close. And you see the Bert's car just kind of wiggle. Scared Ivan a little bit. Ivan went to the wall. The aerodynamics on these cars are something of interest. Seen it quite a few times where they get next to each other and they suck into each other. We've seen it where, especially with these cars, you hear of it every once in a while. You hear the guys talk about it where they're going down track, somebody gets up behind them, and the aerodynamics of the car completely change. The rear end gets loose. They're all over the place. So it makes it hard to draft with these. Back out front, you got Adam Matz currently in the lead. He's got about a second gap in front of John McMillan Jr. Vern Bradley falling back a little bit here. So you got John McMillan Jr. is about a second behind Adam. Chuck Sweeting right behind him. Vern Bradley is now in 4th place. Ricky Fagone is right here in 5th. Mike McCulley in 6th. Richard Holland 7th. John Wimbish up in 8th. Nick Hunt is 9th. And Vernon Margheim is running in 10th. So that is where everybody is right now. Adam Matz out front where he likes to be. Mr. Consistency. Didn't always finish first, but he was always right there. I believe if I look at the stats, he started 11 races. He has 1 win and 10 top 5s. And he's current points leader in the championship. Holding 1 point lead in front of Nick Hunt, which Nick is currently right now in 9th place. So I am sure he is liking that scenario. Obviously, there's a lot of race to go. We're only 30 laps in of 95, so there's plenty of time for that all to change. Obviously, if they can keep going without a caution, we will have some green lap pit stops, which will change everything. So I'm sure some of these guys are trying to figure out the pit strategy that they want to take a part of. See Adam getting a little loose on that corner. They have 4 sets of tires, so tires are not going to be the issue. Fuel will be their issue. Obviously, if there is an incident, I am sure... Oh, something happened to Vernon. He's dropped way back. No, that's because he has gone into the pits. That is why he's dropped back. All right, so we were talking about it. We were just talking about it. Green lap pits are starting to occur. So most of these guys have about 32 laps on their tires. It looks like they're going to take the strategy of trying to split it into 2 pit stops. Here comes the leader right now. Is going to put Chuck out front with Vern right behind him. We got Adam Matz and John McMillan Jr. currently in the pits. Vernon Margheim and TJ Lee already went in. Chuck's going to go another lap around, it looks like. They're going to come up to cars coming out of the pits here, so hopefully everybody stays clear, everybody. Oh, Vern getting a little loose there on that corner. Managed to maintain. Yeah, Chuck is going to pit this time around. Hearing over the radio, some of the drivers are complaining it's getting dark. Sounded like there was possibly a little bit of an incident with TJ. Got Richard Holland out there. Vernon Margheim is going to get back on the lead lap. Ricky Fagone trying to keep up so he can get back on the lead lap. But 31 of Richard Holland is going to come in the pit this time around. So Ricky will get his lap back. Get back on the lead lap right there. That's going to put Mike McCulley out front. You see Vern and Chuck coming back out. Looks like Vern beat Chuck out. So Michael is going to go into the pits. That's going to put Ivan in the lead. So Ivan is now your leader. We got 4 vehicles that are still out there, haven't pitted yet. You got Ivan, Tommy, Mike Mitchell, and Mike McCulley is currently in, so only 3 of them have not pitted. Ivan's going to get out of the way of John Snoo, who has fresh tires. Going to let him try and get around, get through. Kurt Wilson's going to come in through that door then, too. So you got Ivan Jones, Tommy Haynes, and Mike Mitchell all still out there. That is 1, 2, and 3. They're going to be pushing 40 laps on their tires. It's currently about between Ivan Jones and Adam Matz, who is the first one with fresh tires. It's about 16-second gap in closing. Ivan Jones going to come into the pits this time around. Adam Matz, he's out here running with John McMillan Jr. Once Ivan and Mike Mitchell go into the pits, these guys will take over as 1 and 2. Mike Mitchell is following Ivan into the pits, so that is going to make, once these guys get around. All right, so Adam Matz is now in the lead. John McMillan Jr. behind him, about a 0.2. Chuck Sweeting is in third. He's about 5.5 seconds behind those guys. Then you got Ricky Fagone. He's battling out here with, who we got here? We got Richard Holland and Vern Bradley. Looked like Vern was a little loose coming around that corner. Not sure if it's just looking that way or if he actually is. So why don't we hop on with Vern here? See if we can get the hood cam. I see a little jostle there, so looks like he is slipping around the corner a little bit. Look who made it back. Welcome back here, WFO. Yeah, you hear him sliding just a little bit on the outside. So you see Ricky taking the inside, Vern taking that outside. I know you meant me. But at the same time, I was welcoming you back too, so... Let's jump up here with John McMillan as he tries to chase down Adam Matz. You got Vern Bradley and Richard Holland battling it out. I don't know what that is, WFO, but oh, Vern getting a little loose, going sideways there in front of Ricky. Ricky able to dodge him. Where are you at? All right, we are officially halfway on this race. 49 of 95. That's not halfway. What? That's not how math works. Right now, this is the current tightest battle out of everybody out there between Vern and Ricky. It's about a .13. Vern making a run on the outside. All right, so let's put up top 10 so you guys can see who is where. So as we say, with the points into the championship right now, Adam Matz is in the lead. Let's see. So Adam Matz is in the lead. And let's see. He leads by 1 point in front of Nick Hunt. Vern Bradley is currently in third. Ricky Vagone is fourth. Bert Wilson is fifth. TJ Lee is currently in sixth. Ivan Jones is seventh. Richard Holland is eighth, as is Mike McCulley. Evan Drake is in 10th. Tommy Haynes is 11th, and Ray Polking is 12th. I don't see Ray or Evan here tonight, so I don't know. That's going to definitely hurt them. Got Chuck Sweeting and Richard Holland battling for third right now. So yeah, with the points as they are, it's 11 points between first and sixth. So very tight. Oh, sir. Gotta get the power. Gotta get the power. Not sure what happened to Vernon, but it looks like he has called it a night. So apparently I missed something there. Looks like it was about 9 laps ago. You talking about these cars? So currently this is the tightest battle. The second tightest battle is actually for first place right here. John McMillan Jr., teammate Adam Matz, but he is sticking right there with him. But Chuck Sweeting is battling with Richard Holland right now. This is for third place. Currently on lap 56 of 95. So still plenty of racing action to go on. Plenty of time for things to change. Bad storms in the area. They had bad storms north of us where I'm at. We haven't had rain for a couple weeks actually now. Well, I can't say. I wasn't here last week, so I don't know if it rained last week or not. Don McMillan Jr. getting up close and personal with the leader, Adam Matz. So now this is your tightest spot, and this is your second tightest spot. Chuck Sweeting keeping Richard Holland in his view. Up close. Kind of looking around to see who's all doing what here. A couple other spots that are getting tighter, but they're not quite there yet. You know, Michael McCulley trying to catch up with Nick Hunt to try and take a spot away. He's doing it slowly. He's getting there. Not quite yet, but he's getting there. And as we say, plenty of race to go. You got TJ Lee trying to catch up with John Sanu. He's closing that gap. John McMillan, he's maintaining that gap. Chuck Sweeting is battling for that spot. So lots of small battles going on. Don't really have a lot of big battles going on at this moment. But you got your battle for first. You got your battle for third. You got your battle for ninth. And you got battle for 10th. So we'll go to this one as this is the tightest one at the moment. See Chuck trying to figure out a way around. Hop in with Chuck here. Oh, no, you hopped in with Adam. We got to hop in with Chuck. A lot of sliding, a lot of drifting. A lot of things going on. We'll see how this battle keeps going, if it works out or not. A lot of sliding going on. I imagine that's a lot of tire getting eaten up in the process. So we got leaders coming in again for pits. So that's going to put these two in 1 and 2. So Richard is now the leader at the moment, with Chuck Sweeting right behind him. Adam Matz and John McMillan went into the pits to get fresh tires and some more go-go juice. That'll give them enough to finish out the rest of the race. As there is 31 laps to go. They've been doing about 32 on their stint for their tires, so although this one was a little less than that, they're currently at about 29. Actually, I take that back. There you see Adam and John coming back out. TJ Lee went in a little early. He's got 4 laps on his tires. So we got some of the drivers starting to cycle through the pits. Another round of green lap pit stops. So it looks like pit stop times are somewhere between 1.13 and 1.3 something. So Richard and Chuck now have 32 and 33 on their tires, respectively. Battling it out. Mike Mitchell, he is 2 laps down, so he's got fresh tires, so he's just going to work his way up and around. But I don't know, Ray, if you're still here or not, but if you are, stay safe, sir, in those storms. Looks like John McMillan Jr. trying to get up there and get some spots back, get back on the lead lap. Richard and Chuck are going to pit. What is going on here? Oh, that's Tommy. That's Tommy. Tommy Haynes is going to be the leader once those guys get around. Because Richard and Chuck just went into the pits. So Tommy's going to take over. He will be your leader. John McMillan Jr. He's about 16 seconds, almost 17 seconds behind. He is second place with Ricky Vagone in third. Looks like Richard Holland and Chuck Sweeting are going to be 4 and 5 right now. Adam Matz in sixth. Not sure exactly what happened there. Adam was way out in front. Not sure if he had a bad pit stop, missed his stall. Not sure. Maybe if we hop on with Adam here, we can jump some laps back and see what happened. Let's go previous lap, previous lap, previous lap. Let's see where he's in the pits. It's him and John. It looks like they came in together. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Follow him down the pit, see what happened. You see John taking off. So he came out in front of him. He must have just had some issues on the track once he got out there. You go back here. Nope. Get him coming off. Yep, I'm not sure. Anyways. So right now you got a three-way battle going on here for first. You got John McMillan Jr., Chuck Sweeting, Richard Holland up here battling it. Looks like they almost all took each other out there a second. So Richard Holland in first, Chuck Sweeting second, John McMillan Jr. in third, Ricky Fagone fourth, Vernon Bradley is fifth, Adam Matz is sixth, John Wibish is seventh, Nick Hunt is eighth, TJ Lee is currently in ninth place, and Mike McCulley is in 10th. John Sanu is currently running in 11th place, Ivan Jones is 12th, Tommy Haynes is 13th, Burt Wilson currently running in 14th, Mike Mitchell running in 15th, and Paul Patterson is in 16th. You got your battle right now of Richard Holland and Chuck Sweeting. You got Mike McCulley just gained a spot right here from TJ Lee. Mike's moved up to 9th place. He's looking to take catch up and get around Nick Hunt, hopefully. We have Vern trying to track down Ricky. Ricky's trying to track down John, and John's trying to catch up to Chuck and Richard, who they're battling it out right now for first. We got 18 laps to go, which is why their battle is so intense right now. Chuck's trying to figure out how to get around Richard. I do believe that is Tommy Haynes that they're catching up to. Or maybe that was Burt Wilson. That might be Burt Wilson. That is Burt Wilson right in front of them. See if we go in this view, you can see the side view and how close they are. Actually, we can go from right here. Watch the hood on Chuck. Watch as he tries to catch up and get around Richard. Or just tries to maintain for a little bit. There's still 17 laps to go, so there's quite a bit of time for some challenges to happen. Might be sitting back here eyeing up how Richard runs, seeing where the opportunities may be before he makes a push. Of course, he's going to have to be cautious because Burt is going to be an intervening factor in this a little bit. Looks like by the time they get into a position to pass, it looks like they will be right up there with Burt. So Burt usually is pretty decent, lets people by. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it could prevent a pass when an opportunity arises. You got Vern. He's managed to move up into third place. So he's holding on and maintaining. Chuck's trying to make a move here. I'm watching the interval numbers jump around. Looked like Richard got just loose ever so slightly, and that is the opportunity that Chuck is looking for. And that's going to give him the window of opportunity that he is going to climb through. And Chuck is going to take first, and he's going to try and get away from Richard. Looking back here, it looks like Mike McCulley is battling with John Sanu. This is, Michael's going to catch the wall. That's going to slow him down, and that's going to reduce his opportunity for getting around John Sanu. That was going to be for 9th place. They're getting up to Bert. Bert's moving out of the way, letting them go by. We have 10 laps to go. Coming down to the end. Vern holding on to a pretty solid second or third spot right now. Looks like so Richard is starting to move back up just ever so slightly on Richard. Or I'm sorry, Richard's still moving up on Chuck. Then you got John Wimmish starting to catch up to Adam Matz. So this might be the next battle that we see here. So we got Chuck Sweeting still out in front. We got 6 laps as they come around. We'll have 5 laps to go. Richard Holland slowing up just a little bit, losing some time to Chuck. Vern is solidly in 3rd place. He's about 6 seconds behind these two, but he's got over a second gap behind him, so he's fairly comfortable in his position. John Wimbish is currently battling it out with Adam Matz still. You got Nick Hunt out there running around. He's running around with Mike Mitchell, but Mike Mitchell is a lap down, so he's technically out there all by himself. Ricky Fagone also out there all by himself. No, I take that back. John Snoo's right there getting around him. John Snoo going to move up a spot into 8th place. I was completely wrong on that. Tommy Haynes going to move up and around Ricky also. Looks like TJ's trying to catch up and get around Mike McCauley. This is your battle for 11th. Tom is going to get below John Sanu, and he's going to make that pass, and he's going to take that spot. That is for 8th place. TJ Lee still trying to catch up with Mike McCullough. We got 3 laps to go. Richard Holland is trying to keep up with Chuck, but he is slowly falling. TJ's falling back now a little bit from there. John Sanu is trying to keep up with Tommy Haynes. John Wimbish, he's starting to make a spot here. Some of these spots are starting to tighten up a little bit. Richard Holland closing that gap. He's got it back down to a 0.13. With 2 laps to go, they're coming around. Let's see, where are we at? They're coming around. There's going to be 1 lap to go. This is going to be your final lap, final battle. Richard Holland going to the inside. They're going to go side by side as they come into turns 1 and 2. Richard Holland looks like he's going to take first place back. Chuck Sweeting is not going to let that door completely close. They're going to stay side by side down the backstretch. Richard Holland going to manage to get in front. That's going to be enough to... That's going to do it. That's going to get him the win. Hell of a battle there at the end. So Richard Holland's going to be first, Chuck Sweeting in second, Vern Bradley third, John McMillan Jr. in fourth, Adam Matz in fifth, John Wimbish sixth, Nick Hunt was finished seventh, Tommy Haynes is going to finish in eighth, John Snu is going to finish in ninth. Mike McCullough in 10th. TJ Lee is going to finish in 11th. Ricky Fagone is going to finish 12th. Ivan Jones will finish 13th. Burt Wilson will finish 14th. Paul Patterson will finish 15th. And Mike Mitchell will finish 16th. Vernon Margheim is 17th. Steve Bryan is 18th. And Devin Haynes will finish out in 19th. And that's going to do it for that car. So there's your winner. All right. Now, as I get this set up for... All right. We go there. Go here. And Let's see. See if we can find. All right, we have our third place finisher tonight, Mr. Vern Bradley. You got a copy, sir?
What's up, man?
What's up, Mr. Sanu?
Sweating. My dumbass forgot to turn on the fan that I run in front of me. And I was out in the sun all day restaining my I've got like a porch and stuff in front of the house that comes up to my door. So I'm a little sunburned, and I got halfway through this. I'm like, well, hell, why am I getting so warm? And I realized, oh yeah, my fan's not even on. Good race though, caution free.
Yeah. I had Vern up here. I don't know what happened. See, looks like he disconnected now. So, I guess we'll wait, see if he comes back.
That's right, he's up for an interview too.
Yeah, I brought him
Or
up
is
to
that why
interview
you
him.
pulled him up?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd he go? He's not even in a room.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, this is my last week off, so I'm back in the truck next week. So I'm like, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna take advantage of this while I can.
Well, it's definitely a hell of a race.
Yeah, I rolled. We were thinking tires would be a huge factor, so I actually paced a little bit more than I should have, and fell back pretty far on the first run, and I shouldn't have. It's my own fault, you know. So I picked the pace up the second run, and still ended up finishing. I think was I ninth, but yeah, I started 13th, and I think I fell like 16th. Just thinking, oh, they're gonna cook their stuff, and it ended up the track didn't tear it up as much as I thought they would for my car at least. So, but boy, you get behind somebody, she's a handful. She loses all kinds of downforce. You side to somebody, it gets a little loose coming around the corner. So, but yeah, good run, caution free. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
95
nice.
laps,
I guess.
caution free.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the broadcast later. I guess Richard caught him on the last corner, or
He
3 or
did.
4, something like that.
Caught him. They went
So
side by side for a lap, and then I think Chuck broke loose just a little bit, and that gave Richard the opportunity to get in front and just enough to hold on and keep it and finish through. So, well, I see it says that Vern switched PCs. Not sure if he's coming back or not.
could always come back to him. And I'm gonna assume we've already lost Chuck.
Yeah, I don't see Chuck in here either. Gonna be a quick night.
He might think maybe it wasn't broadcast again tonight. I don't know if there was actually a mention of it during the race. So, in fairness, he might have thought maybe you were gone. But all he's got to do is go to the top of the Discord list, though, to be fair, and see that you're up here. But
Oh.
lots of points. In fact, that might be something to look at for the
So-
future. Something in there about that.
You got Vern Bradley. He has finished third tonight. Chuck Sweeting. He finished in second place tonight. Like I say, I don't see him. I think he's gone from the Discord tonight also. So that's going to leave just one man. It's going to be that man right there. Let's bring him up. Mr. Richard Holland. You got a copy, sir?
I got you.
Well, everybody else dipped, so I guess you're our only interview tonight. So why don't you take us through your race?
Well, I think everyone's gotten used to you being on them fancy vacations, Brazy.
See, told you. That's the first thing I thought too. I don't think Chuck realized he's back.
Yeah, he's always on them fancy places, going on them big money trips. High roller.
High roller, yeah. Oh.
Chasing that poontang. Yeah,
it was a good trip. It was a good trip.
All right, good. You can tell me about it later. Anyways.
How many shots did it take on your way back to
Yeah.
Well, hell of a battle for you and Chuck there.
Man, I tell you, I had no business winning that race, but Adam and that John and Chuck really were fast. I mean, Vern was fast at times too, really fast, and I don't know, without going back, and maybe you guys saw it, but something must have happened with John and especially Adam's pit stop. I don't know if they slid through their box or what.
I went back and looked at their pit stop, tried to see what happened because I saw he had dropped back, and I was trying to figure out what happened. I didn't see anything when they went into the pits together, and it looked like John actually came out before Adam, and they came out together. And then all of a sudden, Adam just kind of fell back. So I don't know what exactly happened and where he went, but yeah, he was running away with it at the beginning, first half of the race.
Yeah, I mean, them guys pitted, 5-6 laps before us, with a 4 or 5 second lead. So I mean, realistically, they should have been gone when we come on a pit road, and we should have had to have run them down from a second, 7-8 second lead probably. And I didn't think it was going to happen. So, honestly, my strategy was, try to get a top 3 if at all possible, but Chuck was so fast, and, I didn't know what was going to happen there, but we ended up coming out in a really good place, and John was right in front of us, and with a lot fresher tires, we were able to get by him. And then it was just a race, towards the end of it, there's a race between me and Chuck. Chuck was so fast. He had so much speed, like just single car run speed. I mean, even when he got by me, well, first of all, with him behind me, I couldn't get back in the throttle. Like, he was turned up behind me, and I could not get back in the gas. And so I was waiting on it. When I did, it was loose. And so anyway, Chuck got a run, and I let him go by me. And even with the draft, I had all I could do to stay with him. And my thought was, if I can just stay close enough to give him that dirty air and make his car loose, maybe he'll burn it up like I felt like I was doing when I was out in front of him. And, and then maybe we'll have a shot at him, because I just had nothing for him. I mean, he was just that fast. I couldn't do anything with him. And we were on the same tires and everything. So, I don't know if he overdrove or if that's what happened, but, he got really loose. I got a run at him and got alongside of him on the last lap, and going into 3, I just absolutely sent it down into turn 3. And I got back in the gas as early as I dared to, and luckily it said clear because I was coming up the track. So, but yeah, I think Chuck kind of overdrove it too a little bit, turn 3, which gave me a lot of room on the bottom there. But man, it was a fun battle. It always is with Chuck. You're going to get a great racing, a lot of fun racing, battling, but it's going to be clean. So, yeah, it could have been either one of us, honestly. Just happened to be me in the right position at the right time there in the last lap, I think. But
well, and on a positive note, after your 17th place finish last week, that thought it totally killed you. You moved up enough now. You're only 9 points out of first. Vern and Adam are tied at 2081. You're 2072. So
yeah,
not dead
nice.
yet.
No,
Chilling.
not dead yet. That definitely helped right there. Yeah, for sure. If we can just maybe gain a few more points on them, maybe possibly or whatever. If we can stay within 10 even, we go to what's the last race? Daytona or Talladega? Daytona, isn't it?
Uh, Daytona's the last one. You got
Yeah.
Kansas, New Hampshire, and then Daytona is your
Yep. Yeah.
next
But if
three.
you're even within 10 points going into Daytona, anything's possible there. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good run. I'm excited to see the broadcast because the last thing I heard out of you was like, man, Chuck is fast. And then all of a sudden I heard you, oh my God, I got around him. So
yeah,
it's
well, that's
interesting.
that's how I felt. I mean, Chuck was so fast. He had so much speed without even needing the draft. And when he went by me, I was like, oh, uh-oh. I couldn't stay with him. I had even with the draft, all I could do to stay, where I was at. I wasn't pulling up on him like I wanted to, or I thought I would, or and it was a struggle. I had to really drive it probably harder than I've driven it all night just to stay with him. And so I thought, oh, this is not good. And I tried my best not to burn the right tires off of it, and the rears were so much better being behind him than it was with him behind me. So I think what happened was I was burning up my rear tires with him behind me, and then when he got by me, I actually was able to save my rears a little bit and use my front tires. So I don't know, it was weird, but yeah, I was able to just stay with him enough, and he got loose, like I said, and that gave me the run I needed to get up alongside of him, and then I just sent it down into turn 3, just hoping that maybe he would overdrive it or whatever. But yeah, it just worked out. That's all.
What was your thought on the tires? Because I know we were all talking, we thought it'd be horrible, where I didn't think it was all that bad throughout the run.
Um, like I
I mean,
said, I mean,
we
I
thought they
think
were
it
going to be
depends.
junk, right? We thought it was
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
horrible.
yeah. I did. I think it mattered where you were running. Like I was just saying with me and Chuck there. If you had someone tucked right up behind you, you were probably going to burn the rear tires off of it because you just could not get on the throttle without the thing getting loose. And if you were trying to race tucked up behind somebody and they were taking your line away from you all the time, you're going to burn up your front tires just trying to get the thing to turn. So I think if you were able to create some space, I think you probably could manage your tires just fine in this race, and I think you'd been all right.
Yeah, that's true. Because I didn't really, thinking back, I had a lot of open space around me. But yeah, it did seem when I was coming up trying to pass somebody, it was work. Even side by side, it seemed rolling the corners. It seemed like you had to be a little careful too. So yeah, that's a good point. I had a lot of space for most of the race, so that's why I didn't see it as much as the effect of that as you did, because I didn't really have anybody on my bumper too much. So but yeah, I thought they were going to be a lot worse. But again, I was in the back with lots of space around me. I wasn't fighting for the lead, so I could see where that would have affected especially with the new setup on this car. Probably didn't help either with the aero issues with this car.
Yeah, that played into it, and that's why I said it. There was a few times where I had space around me. I didn't really have anyone right directly in front of me. I didn't have anyone directly behind me, and the car handled way better. I could drive it down in the corner, put it where I wanted it. I could get back in the throttle early, um, and it would stick, and it felt so much better. All I really had to worry about was just saving the right front at that point, and that was just my own driving. So, but if you were around people and someone was directly in front of you or directly behind you or on the outside of you even, the thing was a handful.
Yeah, good run though, man. It's had to been a surprise when you had that opportunity to show up there at the end, because it
Yeah,
sure
it was.
sounded.
Yeah, it was a huge surprise. Like I said, I mean, when we come out of pit road, it was like, where'd Adam go? You know, and John was going by us as I was coming off of pit road there, and um, I was shocked. I didn't, I knew something happened, but I didn't know what, and that was obviously fortunate for us because we didn't have a shot without whatever happened. So them guys were way out in front. They had a 4 or 5 second lead when they pitted. So um, that was our only shot. And I don't know what happened, but that was what we needed.
Yeah, good run, man. Good run. Like I said, and it moves you up a little bit more in the points, so you're definitely not out of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Yeah, that helped a lot.
I got to do it one more time tomorrow.
Yeah, it's nice to win here, but this is definitely not my favorite place. I don't know. I've had no luck here. I don't know, about the most luck I've ever had at this racetrack right here, just about 20 laps ago when something happened to those two leaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything with them too, as far as sitting on pit road or anything like that. They didn't seem like they were. At least I didn't
My
see anything.
my guess is at least one of them, or maybe both of them, slid through their box because the pit boxes were very, very slick.
Yeah, I did
I
notice
almost
that in
did it once.
practice. Yeah, I did that in practice like twice, and I was like, I really got to back up my braking and start checking up a little bit early coming into the box. Yeah, it was slickery.
Well, like I
Sure.
said, we went back and looked on that pit stop that they made, and neither one of them, they didn't slide through. They came in, stopped, and got lifted right away. Something happened after they came out. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but either way, they ended up
Maybe they got
fourth and
squirrely
fifth,
on,
and now you're in first. So it was a hell of a battle between you and Chuck there at the end, and it was fun to watch, especially those last 3 laps when you guys he took over, got in front, you caught back up, got side by side on that last lap and battled it out, got enough in front of him to get out and get away and hold on to maintain the lead and get that first place finish. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank my teammates and everybody that races with us and week in and week out, and want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and thank everybody that runs the league, puts this thing on, and yeah, just want to thank the fans, anybody that watches and roots for us, and yeah, that's about it. Appreciate it.
Oh, hold on. I'm just getting a text. Hold on. Boo. Boo.
Tell Dakota he sucks. Or maybe I just did.
Yes, you did. He'll be watching it.
Dakota, you suck.
I'm surprised he didn't come out. He likes it. He usually does pretty good at this track.
Yeah, he's a cherry picker. It's a wonder he
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
I'm wondering what happened with Adam is maybe they were coming out together. Maybe one got a little loose on pit exit because, if they pressed a little bit too hard. The weird it's off cambered on this place. So I wonder if maybe one got into the other or something, or somebody had to check up because I didn't see anything. And like Brazy said, he didn't see anything in the pit road. I got to think it was on exit. Maybe
Yeah,
3
it
or
could have
4
been.
full tires, something.
Yeah, very well could have been.
Yeah. But yeah, again, congratulations, man. Great run.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Congratulations, and we will see you again tomorrow night, sir.
Thank you. We'll see you.
All right.
Any lap thing or anything tonight?
Any what? No, that's tomorrow night.
Any-
If
Oh,
they
that's,
do it, it's
that's
tomorrow
our
night.
trucks.
Yep, it's
That's
trucks
right.
if they do it. So, with that being said, this is going to wrap up week 2 of the cars in the championship races. 3 more races to go for the championships for the cars. Tune in tomorrow night for the truck week 2, where we will run this track again, see who's out there, who's going to win. And if you have not already done so, make sure you go out, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live, which will be again tomorrow night. And with that said, I got nothing else unless you got something, Mr. Sanu.
No, I got nothing.
All
Sorry,
right.
I wasn't watching enough from your side to know. It was fun running. This place is interesting. Like I said, it's a lot of work. You would think a big track would be kind of easy, but she's a lot of work holding, pressing her through the corners.
Well, and we definitely saw some issues with the aero again tonight with the cars, so it's that aerodynamic dynamic is definitely something that these guys are having to deal with and having problems with. So it's I'm not sure what all they did to this car, but that aerodynamic thing is definitely, I mean, we saw tonight where Ivan, Bert, and I can't remember who else was with them. There was 3 of them, and they weren't even close to each other. And Bert got loose, started to like track up, almost didn't even get into Ivan, but then Ivan shifted over, and I don't know if it's just really, really bad net code or if it was actual aerodynamic shift, but definitely something that we'll have to keep an eye on as we move forward with the last races of the season, and we can see how that goes. But
Yeah, the car was a handle. There were a couple times I came up, and in fact, one of the times it was like Ivan, Bert, I think maybe it was Nick, maybe TJ. But you get a couple cars around each other, it was work to pass. I think Bert and I probably had a 2 or 3, 4 lap battle just trying to get around each other. I'd get around or get a run, and then he'd get a run, and yeah, it was but good hard racing. And you know what? We should probably say good job to all the racers tonight that came out because not a single caution, which is as squirrely as you saw it. You saw it on the
yep,
broadcast. As much as a handful, great job to everybody tonight to still run each other
yeah,
hard, but not so hard. Nobody wrecked each other. You know what I mean? Everybody was caution free race, which is again awesome to see.
yeah. The only vehicle that I saw get wrecked was Steve Bryan.
Oh,
He
that's
got
right. Actually, yeah, there were a couple. I think I did see him nose into the wall on the backstretch
yep,
early on.
yep,
And a couple cars got
oh,
loose, but gathered it up. But
yep.
again, still great job everybody racing each other hard, but still giving each other enough room to still battle it out and get through it and run caution free. So
Yeah, I think that was
everybody should be proud of that.
it was Tommy and somebody ended up getting loose, and I know Tommy almost caught the wall, but he managed to hold on and maintain and get back out there, and he finished 8th. So
Yeah, again,
and
testament to these drivers, man. It is possible. Ever since you
yep,
can't get caution free races, it's possible.
it is possible.
It's possible.
It's
So let's
proof.
see if we can.
We got
Yeah,
proof.
yeah. See if we can repeat that tomorrow.
Absolutely. I have a good feeling
Yeah,
about it. The trucks usually handle better than the cars, so we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. Sometimes that's bad. Sometimes it's because the car's a handful. You give each other space, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
So, with that being said, on behalf of everybody here at WFO Racing, I want to give you guys all a thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of those that were in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the race. I hope you had a good night. We will see you back here again tomorrow night for the trucks back here in Michigan. And with that, we're going to get out of here. So, have yourself a wonderful night. Much love, and we'll see you next time. Later on, everybody.
Yep. Not everyone.